Hey everybody, Kathy Gruver here with your Daily Pause from Santa Barbara, California. So today's lesson, this is a tough one. This is seemingly one of the hardest things that I have been working on personally. So a lot of you may be struggling with this same thing as well. So often we get our sense of purpose, our excitement, or our sadness from external things. So all of these external things that are happening to us, those create our mood, those create whether we're happy, those create whether we're satisfied. And this past couple days has been very up and down, being that my dad's still in the hospital. They ended up having to do a blood transfusion today. And as soon as I heard that, my heart sank. All right, I'm going to move closer to the router because apparently my internet service is terrible. Okay, moving into the other room closer to the internet. Okay, we are right next to the internet. So, but anyway, we are relying on these external things to determine our mood, to determine our feelings, to determine our worth. And it's when we're looking outside ourselves for that gratification, for that validation, that's when we start to get in trouble. Because as soon as that thing is taken from us, whether it's our favorite shirt, or whether it's a relationship, or whether it's a job, or whether it's whatever, those things are temporary. Those things will fade away. And I have found my mood going up and down so much in the last 2 days because at first I'm excited that my dad's getting better, and then, oh, now they put the breathing tube back in. And I got these great reviews on my speaking, but then something else happens to lower my mood. And I realize it's because I am not generating this happiness, this feeling of sense of self-worth, and this feeling of satisfaction from inside myself. I'm relying on these external things to define me. And those are temporal. They will go away. So one of the things I'm really trying to realize is that all those external things are just temporary, and that we have to look inside ourselves for that sense of satisfaction, that feeling of self-worth, that feeling of joy and completion. Nothing outside of ourselves is going to complete us. We have to walk through this world as whole as possible, and it's really challenging. I know I've been struggling with this a lifetime, but definitely the last couple of days of not allowing those external, those outside of myself incidents to change my core self. And that's really, really tough. So moving forward today and the rest of this week, hey, Dennis, really try to see what you're bringing to your own life and not relying on these external things to define you, not relying on these quote successes and failures to remind you of who you are, because we actually never know how those things are going to turn out. And I have had some external things where I thought it was a failure, or I thought it was a horrible disappointment, or why did that happen? Why didn't I get that job? Why did that boy leave? Whatever it was. And it ended up being the best thing ever. Part of the emotional intelligence that we're working so hard to hone is recognizing that these setbacks and these challenges can actually be looked upon as a learning experience, can actually be looked at as a way to move ourselves further. And if we go into all of those situations, quote, good or bad, really knowing who we are, being able to regulate those feelings and those emotions of self-worth without having to depend on these external things, then we're going to be happier overall. We're going to be more balanced. We're going to be more productive. We're going to have better communication. And that's something that I'm working on, is really not allowing those external things, those goods and those bads, to toss my ship around as much as they have in the past. So, in trying to deal with the great things of my speaking career and the not so great things of my dad still being in the hospital, I'm still trying to find my balance in that. And there are moments it's easier than others, but it's about staying present. It's about taking that deep breath, taking that pause that I'm encouraging you all to do, and just realizing that no matter what happens around you, you are fabulous and amazing. And so am I, and so are you, and we're going to move forward on this Sunday remembering that. So there you go. I'm going to be traveling this coming week, but I will throw in my daily pauses when I can, as I do. Hope you have a great rest of the Sunday. Hope you have a great week moving forward, and I'll catch you tomorrow from Santa Barbara.